Donald Trump is Custer's last stand, right? I know you've heard of General Custer. General Custer was of the old Doctrine, who went out in a blaze of glory. You know, he was circled by the Indians, and him and his band of rebels were killed, right? And that is what's going on now. This is racism's last stand, right? And the wagons are being circled, not by just Indians, which were black people. It was us. That's another story. It's also being circled by all these different types of groups that are coming out against this old doctrine. They're circling the wagons of this old doctrine to kill it, right? It's the last stand. So, you know, for all you racist people out there, drink up, man. This is it. Drink up. And you can't kill us all, right? And now you got white folks on the battlefield and all other different types of different demographics who are out here on the battlefields to kill this old doctrine. So it's not just us. You can't kill us all. Drink up, right? Drink up. And I'm not making light of it, but it's just like with Obama. Obama was allowed to be president for black people, right? So they had to bring in a president for your white collar people, your blue collar people, for your racists. They had to have a shot at it too. Okay, you do one, you do for one, you do for the other. This is the mentality behind what's going on. It's like they brought Obama in, made him president as a part of your reparations package for black people, for you to say, oh, wow, you know, because some people, they were crying and, you know, people never seen anything like this happen before, to have a president, a black president. And, you know, it was just it's like an eighth wonder to some black people. And I get it. The white man knew that. They knew that you would really, really, you know, it would make you feel good to have someone in office that looks like you. Same thing with the races. They wanted to put someone in office that looked like you're racist, that act like you're racist, that support racism. And Donald Trump might not necessarily be a racist person, but he got to do whatever he's told. Just like Obama may not have been a homosexual when he you know, because they call him the a homosexual president. Really, the first homosexual president. You ain't know that. He might not necessarily been a homosexual or support it outright, but that was what he was called in to do. These guys are called in, you know, and how they feel might be contrary to the policy that they have to push, you know. And sooner or later, there'll more than likely be a woman president to appease the women, for women to get their liberty, to say, hey, we got one in the office that looks like us. That doesn't mean she's going to push all the policy for the women, though. She's going to push the type of policy that they tell her to push. And then that's going to be the end of it, right? That she's going to do what she's told. And then eventually, way down the line, they might have a homosexual. You might let your homosexuals get a chance to get a president in to appease the homosexual community, you know? So I just want people to understand really what's going on. And they got 4 years, man. They had 4 years of it. They probably going in hard now because they know, when I say they, I mean the racists. They probably going in hard now. Make sure I can keep an eye on what I'm doing here. 4 years, right? They might not have another 4 years, so they're going to be some casualties to this. They're going to go out with a bang. They're going out with a bang right now, just in case. You know? And so drink up. Drink up. They're going to be casualties to this, God forbid. People going to die because of this at the hands of these white racist cops that are being flushed out, that were embedded in the police force. They've been embedded in the police force. They're going to get flushed out. See, this coronavirus, it all goes back to the coronavirus, man. Is it the gift or the curse? Because a lot of things are getting flushed out, you know, when it comes to this due to the coronavirus. And I had said that, you know, we're now getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to what matters and what don't matter in the so-called new norm that they're about to push out, right? And racism is one of those things that's going to get sifted out because it's bad for business. Like I said, I'm not really surprised by racism and all the things that Trump is doing. You knew what you was getting when you voted him in, and you know what I'm saying? You laid on the bed, you laid on your back, and you still found out who's the Mac. You know what I'm saying? So you got in bed with it. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get Mac by it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That was what the Electoral College called for, and that's what they got. And I lost perspective on what I was saying, but yeah, back to the coronavirus, man. Those old doctrines like racism, like an old doctrine that's being pushed out to the forefront now and is being addressed. It's bad for business. That's what I was trying to say. Trump is bad. I know he might project racism. I don't know if he's racist or not. But he projects racism. It's bad for business. It's bad for business around the world. It's bad for commerce. And usually when something's bad for business, the Caucasian will go ahead and step forward and remove that element, because you're not going to mess up his money. One thing about the Caucasian, you come out your mouth, you're an entertainer, you're an athlete or something like that, and you say something that causes him to lose his sponsor, he can love you to death, but you got to go because you're bad for business. And that's what it comes. That's the bottom line to it. Racism with the people rioting and, you know, crashing, smashing and grabbing on. It's bad for racism is bad for business. Donald Trump is bad for business. And that's the main reason why I want to see him go, you know, so that the world, we can open up the channels again and just halfway try to pick up the pieces and move forward, you know, and let the money flow, let the resources flow. Let the mentality flow, you know, let the vibe flow, all of that. Let it flow. Right now, it's a stopgap. There's a stopgap right now dealing with Donald Trump. So that's all I want to say, man. Custer's last stand, Donald Trump. White folks, racism, you know, white racist people, drink up. Drink up, man, because this is it, man. This is it. It's being exposed. Just yesterday, NASCAR said they don't want they don't want that rebel flag out there. You know why? Because it's bad for business. Not because they feel one way or another about a black man or a white man or racism, period. It's bad for business. And they don't want sponsors pulling out. So they got to pull the flag, man. So that's it. I'm going to get off this horn, man. Donald Trump is Custer's last stand. All right? Let me get off this horn.